Ladies and gentlemen, what really happened in Maui, Lahaina, over the last 48 hours is probably the most tragic thing that I have ever seen. Being somebody who's grown up in the area and remember the beauty and the icon that is Lahaina town in general and how it's affected the local populations and families and friends with so many businesses lost, lives lost, and homes lost, people losing everything. It's really heartbreaking, heart-wrenching to see. For those of you who don't know, I'm General Greene, islandproject.com, of course, and we live in Lahaina. So we were in the threat of the fires that were encroaching from all sides in the last 48 hours. Thankfully, everybody's safe. Now that I'm in a safe location, I can do this report for you and update you. My first priority, of course, was to take care of Ohana, family, friends, my wife and children. All glory to God. Miraculously, all of the Island Project real estate is fully intact and unscathed, which I'm very, very thankful for. Again, all glory to the King Jesus, because I definitely couldn't have done that on my own. Very scary couple of days. No power, no cellular service, no communication, complete darkness. Everybody in the dark, all the hotels completely in darkness. Tourists camped out, cars abandoned, no gas, no food, no stores, no emergency services, nothing. This was grid down. I'll be frank, crap hit the fan, martial law type scenario in West Maui. And what is crazy about it is this is still occurring. So please share this message right now from somebody who just was able to get to safety. Many people still do not know. Tens of thousands of people in West Maui don't know that they can exit West Maui. There has been no guidance or communication from the authorities on how to leave. Case in point, on the first day we hunkered down in the evening. Let me kind of take you back to the events. We had the storm coming in, Hurricane Dora, very light reports that this was going to pass through, I believe, south of the Hawaiian Islands. They said it would have minimal effect, and then boom. Heavy winds, power outages, moments later, smoke plumes and gusts picking up that wind from multiple directions. So there were fires upcountry in Kula, there were fires in Kihei, and then the worst of it in Lahaina, where we reside, looks like a nuclear bomb took out the entire city. So businesses literally exploded. Cars exploding in the streets, people swimming out deep sea on the seawalls, many lives lost, an absolute tragedy. And just even from a spiritual standpoint, how important that area is. And a lot of people don't know this, so let me bring this to your attention. Of course, Lahaina was once the capital of the Hawaiian Kingdom. So it's not a tourist spot. I mean, tourists come, and it's considered a tourist spot, but this is very holy, very sacred to the Hawaiian population and the Hawaiian people, and was once the capital, again, of the kingdom itself. So it's very tragic to see all of these businesses having been devastated. This really looks like a nuke was dropped, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, very, very bad. And so on the first evening, we had to make a decision as a family whether or not to stay put with fires encroaching from multiple directions and the power out. And the biggest part of this was no communication. So as a survivalist and a prepper, thankfully, we were very well prepped, very well prepared for this. I was ready for an event like this. I mean, we have food and water and enough supplies, not just for my family, but a lot of people, which we're helping as many people out as we can right now as the West Side is being resupplied. But most importantly, what I think is critical is information. So let me get to the specifics. If you're a local in Maui, many of you still do not know that there's an exit rallying point on the north side past Kapalua. So you can go past Kapalua right now and you can get out to South Maui and run through Aihe into Kahului to where the major airport is, and then of course into South Maui. That is operating normally. We did not know that in West Maui. At the time, we were not aware if the whole island was under siege. We did not know if communication was gone everywhere. We had very little radio intel, and when we did, they were not giving direction on exit points. This included even police officers. I think were trying to do the best that they could. They didn't know. It was very apparent that it was a martial law situation, probably like maybe some of you had, unthankfully experienced during Hurricane Katrina. So the first thing is safety, public safety, health, wellness. Again, devastates the local community, the local heritage, devastates the Hawaiian people. A lot of the real estate here too in that local area, again, is very local. And so I just don't know how they're going to replace that housing. And bottom line, it's going to take over a decade, honestly, to repair this area. So it's so saddening. It's so tragic from an emotional level, but we can also look at it from a business level and see, what will potentially happen next. First thing I want to say is I assess this information, and I'm not making any major announcements today or anything like that. It's just really just an update. But it brings to the forefront the reason why God put me in charge, frankly, and my team, and my father, John Greene. It brings new meaning to the Island Project. Islandproject.com will be a key ingredient and part of the massive rebuilding effort that is needed. First off, food, water, shelter, taking care of the people, taking care of the ohana, rallying as it is our duty to do as Christians and warriors for truth and liberty and freedom, and fighters for Jesus Christ the King. There was a Catholic church that was left standing. Very few buildings, miraculously, left standing. There was a very large banyan tree still with its roots left standing, which I believe was gifted to the Hawaiian Kingdom by India at some point in the past. I mean, it goes back, I think, predates like even the 1800s or something like that. And so the important thing is, number one, that people are safe. Secondly, that if you're watching this video, you understand you can get out of West Maui. Okay, there were thousands of tourists, thousands of locals with children, infants, babies, without food and water. There's no utilities. The water pumps are going to fail. Electricity, I don't think, will come back for more than a month, if not longer. And hopefully they're going to start bringing in gas and other critical supplies and things that are needed to supply that part of the island. And of course, there's the port there in Lahaina. So really, this is an update, number one, for safety, wellness. I'm so thankful to God. I want to thank all of you that have reached out to us. There's been hundreds of messages. We didn't have any contact with the outside world. And so I'm so thankful for you and your prayers and your heartwarming wishes. But honestly, I want you to pray for everybody else that's in much dire need than we are right now. And I want you to organize and rally. I'm going to have updates very, very soon once I assess the playing field, because basically we've been in a wartime scenario the last 48 hours. I mean, I'm kind of dusting off the cobwebs trying to figure out what just happened, honestly. But what I do know from a spiritual level is this presents a massive opportunity for the glory of the kingdom and the glory of God. And there is a reason why Jesus Christ, the King, God the Father, and the Holy Spirit, and my beautiful investor members of Island Project have been put on board this ark to help rebuild what is going to need to be rebuilt. And I believe has positioned us there for a reason prior to this happening. I also just want to comment even just a little bit on local politics. It's going to be extremely important to maintain the integrity of just not the Hawaiian culture and the cultural values and the kingdom itself. Now, obviously, I'm not Hawaiian, okay? So, I mean, a lot of people out there probably consider me an outsider. But I really believe that we're all on the same team. One thing that I'm very fearful of now is large corporations moving in like BlackRock and others that are going to rebuild Maui, build back better, but in their image, in the image of a corporatocracy, in the image of gentrification, in the image of hurting the people of Maui, in the image of hurting the locals, in the image of hurting the Hawaiian populations. And as God is my witness, and the founder and creator of Island Project and the president, along with my father, Papa John, Magnum PI, John Greene, that will not happen on our watch. The Island Project is the truth. We are the good guys. We will help you rebuild Maui the way that it needs to be rebuilt. in the image of greatness, in the image of the people, in the image of what I believe is my faith and testimony of how God would want us to build the ark. This is also a huge opportunity for people to rally and to help. And so if you have extra food and water or supplies or information and communication like this video, please share it far and wide and get it out to the people that are in need. That should be the first priority. Secondly, the aftermath will become the rebuilding of the businesses, the infrastructure, the real estate, the community at large, etc. This does hit home hard. Many of my friends in Ohana and family have lost everything. Thankfully, we didn't, which means we're in a position of strength to help even more. And so I just want to encourage you that your prayers are definitely worthwhile. But I'm also urging you to march with your feet, and actions speak louder than words. We have teams of people on the ground now, members of Island Project, providing relief. Again, food, water, safety, public health, the elderly, disabled, children, infants, families that don't know what's going on. That should be priority number one. And as those problems are solved, there's going to be a massive rebuilding effort that is going to be needed for Maui and just Hawaii in general. So I love you all. Thank you for listening to this update. I'm a little disheveled, to be honest. You can tell I have not slept in several days. We've been on, emergency alert levels, and I've basically been up all night over the last couple of nights with the primary goal of, assessing the playing field and the situation and doing what is needed for prepping and survival. And everything I've warned about over the last few decades proved just absolutely essential. Absolutely. So many people didn't have food, water, gas, or the necessary tools to weather the storm. And this is why I encourage all of you to be so prepped and vigilant in everything you do with whatever resources that you currently have. It also proves the point that at some point in the future, and I believe this is a when, not an if, there is some kind of asymmetric event that there's not going to be a lot of help. You can't depend, the government, we hope they have good intentions. I'll let you debate that for yourself. Not very helpful, guys. You've got to help yourself. And this is why private enterprises like islandproject.com and others are so essential and critical and will be to the survival, the integrity, and the rebuilding efforts that are needed. From a real estate perspective, and I'll comment on that since we're a real estate company, now this levels the playing field where, the new infrastructure that's going to be built, one of the reasons why Lahaina probably burnt down like it did and looks like a nuke is because of how it was developed with all the wooden structures, lack of concrete, lack of steel. So at this point, who knows how they're going to rebuild this? And this is my point. The people of Maui need to have a say in this. The people of America need to have a say in this. And again, we're not the BlackRocks. We're not corporate America. We've seen billionaires move into the island in recent years. Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg into Kauai, for example, and others. Where you at, guys? Where are you at? And does this benefit Maui moving forward, or does it gentrify it more and hurt the local population? I think we know the answer. And so it is so critical that we rally as a community and also respect the Hawaiian people and their culture and their great kingdom. As even to this day, having grown up, of course, in Maui and being, a resident of Arizona, but also with a strong history of 3 generations in the Hawaiian Islands, that we understand what is actually occurring now and what's to be done. So I guess what I'm saying, I just want to be very, very sensitive to that right now and let all of you know, no matter where you come from or who you are, that we are here to help. Islandproject.com. I love you guys. God bless. I'll have major updates coming soon. Thank you for your prayers. My family, our Ohana, our friends are safe. But it's been an absolute war zone over the last 48 hours. A national emergency on levels that I've never seen. This was the 9/11 of Maui. And now there's a lot of work to do. So God bless you. I love you. Jesus Christ is King. I salute all of you. And I'll keep you posted with the rebuilding efforts and the necessary action steps that will be needed moving forward. Again, all of the Island Project portfolio, our real estate holdings, miraculously, completely unscathed and untouched and intact. Thank God for that. And hats off to all of you, as I know I look very disheveled today. I love you. And as we're able to regroup, I want you to know we will do everything in our power to support the people and to support the beautiful island that we all love and that I personally love. And I'm so saddened to see have been devastated. And that really hurts. And, from a spiritual level, it is as if a death just occurred. We will come back better. We will come back stronger. And the Island Project has been positioned by God for this exact moment. You are the resistance. Those are Evacuations. And I'm your general, General Greene at islandproject.com. More information below.